BassResinator here. I am going to, for this week's Coasting Through the Week, going to try and recreate Petra Jongbloed's Solar Explosion. What does she call it? I'll come up with a name after a bit. I can't remember exactly, but it's a new technique she's come up with. Well, I got cups and colors all over the place. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm having to do a bunch of math in my head to get this figured out accurately, because she did it on a large scale, and that won't work on this size of mold, because she did it on a large mold. Clean this off right here. I can't remember what it's, something with space. Anyway, I'm going to use this holds. I'm only going to do one side. I think I may have a little bit so I can try something crazy on the other side, but I'm going to pour it on this side. This holds about 5.5 ounces. This individual one, so you get about 10-11 ounces when you do both of them. But well, just let me go through the colors I'm going to use. I'm going to use Bondcrafter 1:1 resin, and I haven't mixed it up yet, but I'm going to. So I'm going to use Let's Resin yellow dye, and I want these colors to be a little on the darkish side in order to make it all work. Whoop. And then I'm going to use Let's Resin Violet plus the Shimmering Alcohol Ink Purple Violet from Brie Reese, which is really cool stuff. And then I'm going to use Octopus Ink, Resin Ink, which is like a resin dye, Smurf, which is a blue, and I got these Octopus inks from Laura's Art Corner. And then Green Apple Resin Ink plus a little bit of this Cobalt Green Shimmering Alcohol Ink. And each one of those 4 colors, well, there's more than 4 different colors, but the yellow, the purple, the blue, the green are going to be, and the red, but I've got it over here on this side because that's the way Petra did it, so I'm going to try and follow her thing. And then I'm going to use this gold interference powder from Let's Resin, and each one of those 6 is going to hold 0.35 ounces, and then 0.7 ounces of white, and that needs to be opaque, so I'm going to go with the Let's Resin Ocean White. And then the last little bit of resin is going to be clear. And I've got some things hanging in here that need to come out. And this is my Molds and Shapes. I keep wanting to call it Rough and Ready. It's something rough and tough. HR rough and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, they have a thing right now where they're not selling to the United States. So I'll have it linked, but if you're in the United States, you're going to not be able to get it because of tariffs and stuff at this point. Anyway, I'm going to mix up that resin. So 0.35 in all of those, 0.7 of the white, and then the rest is going to be a clear push. And it's going to make, hopefully, on hers, because she did it on a big, well, you can't see my hand, a big mold. It looked like stained glass window. So I'm hoping I can get that same concept with this. So let me start mixing up my resin, and I'll be right back. Okay, got the resin mixed up and put into the individual containers. So let me put some, here's the yellow. Oh, you can't see it. And go 4 drops, the yellow. I just want to make sure I stir it so where there's no streaks left. Okay. Let me set that back there so I don't spill it. Don't want to spill it. Okay, now I had 4 drops of that yellow. I'm going to go 2 drops of the violet. Because it's really dark. Then make sure that's shaken, not stirred, of this have to get my pliers. These things stick every once in a while. This Brie Reese lids. I'll just keep those right here handy. Now this is a dark color, and also I want you to watch the action we get when I put the shimmering in. It is amazing. It's really cool to watch. But then when you stir up the shimmering alcohol ink, it does something different. Instead of just dancing around on the top, it leaves this effect that is like this, like it's alive, like there's movement going on in the resin. Really cool to watch. Okay, so there's the yellow and the purple, or violet. Now we go with the Smurf. And this is octopus ink. And these are very potent, so I'm only going to use 2 drops of that. And that's a pretty color, huh? Maybe I should go 3 drops. Needs a little bit more oomph. Okay, so then we go with the green. So I'll put 2 drops of it. And this is green apple, octopus ink. And then the cobalt green, now watch this dance, shimmering alcohol ink. I'm going to put 2 drops of this. That is so cool to watch. Okay, get the lid on. Gives it a metallic sheen. It's really, really cool. And then over here on this side, we're going with bright red, 3 drops. No, I'm gonna go 4 drops. Oh, I think it needs more than that. Seven drops. That was just not going to be able to hold up to the other colors. And now, with the interference powder, I want it to be opaque, so I've got this little scoop, and I'm going to try and go with this much, half a scoop, and if that's not enough, I'll put more. So I'll leave the lid open. I think that's good. That was a goodly amount. And that's pretty. And now for the white. It's supposed to be opaque. Come on now. There's a lot still in here, but it's all sitting down at the bottom. I should have had the bottle upside down. That will definitely be opaque. Rup, 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 George. That is opaque. Okay, now I need to go get another container because I need to do a dirty pour with those first 4 colors. So I got to get a container to pour those into. Be right back. Okay, so let's go dirty pour time. I got a lot of bubbles right now, but that's just because of mixing and because of mixing. And then I'll be able to pop them after I get them into the mold. And the green. That's a luscious green. Now, when Petra did this, hers came out. It was really dark. But I was afraid to go too dark because this is a lot smaller mold. We'll find out if I did it right or not. Okay, and so then with this, I go around the edge. And then I come back with the red and I go around the edge. Now hers was a 90-degree mold on the sides. This one has got a texture to it, and it bends down into it. So I don't know if we're going to get the same type of effect or not, but we'll see. And then this goes right over that red. That's pretty. And then the white on the inside of that gold. It is definitely opaque. And then the clear goes right in the middle. And then we'll just sit back and watch what transpires. Could actually put just a touch more in there. And don't put anything in the middle because you want to have that stained glass effect. I'm trying to dome this so it doesn't go over the edge of the mold, but so we don't have a sharp edge when I take it out. Okay, now there are a few bubbles. And we'll just sit and watch this, huh? I've got just a little bit of resin left. I don't know if I have enough to do anything, but oh, look at that color on the side. I have not enough to do anything. It's just going to be a little dot. Supernova. There we go. I knew I would get it. It took a while. That's that little bit of extra that I had. It's got some pretty colors in there, but look at the action going on here. That I'm afraid that white's going to take over, but I don't know. Hers did not. It looked really cool. It never made it to the middle. But all those colors caused this really cool texture. I can starting to see it right in there. Like blooming type of effect. You see that right there? That looks really cool. Okay, we'll come back when this is ready to unmold. We'll see ya. It's the next morning. Let's see what this little thing looks like. It's not, I don't think it's gonna look like anything. It's just extra. Nope. It looks prettier on this side. Dun, da, da. Now, I have my doubts about the white. I'm looking at that middle underneath. I don't know. Let's see. I hope I am pleasantly surprised. Okay. It is kind of pretty on this side, but let's see what we have on the other side. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think there's a little bit too much white, but look at that. It's like, yeah. Oh, you couldn't see. I was holding it up to my eye. See, when Petra did it, this pattern was all the way out to the edge. And maybe if I had instead of a textured edge, just a flat edge around the outside, these things would have been further over. Don't know. But it is kind of cool looking. And you definitely have that, whoa, that rainbow type of stuff going on here. Look, let me get this up there. Look at these little, I don't know what you call them. supernovas. It is really pretty. I can't wait to see what this looks like out in the sun. But that gold interference, man, it's all around there. I really doubted whether that white was the right amount. I was possibly if I do this again, I'll go with a round mold. Well, this is a round mold, but a flat edge around. And then possibly use a little less white. But the way these colors mix and match is really pretty. It's not so much a stained glass window effect like hers. Of course, she had that really large piece, and those colors had come more in the middle, but you can see the colors around on the outside. I think if this were a flat edge, it would have behaved a lot more differently. Look at see those colors around that edge? I really like. It's kind of a cool thing. I think this is the wrong mold to do this in. Oh, look at that! I just popped my glove. But it is pretty. Okay, subscribers, thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, go down there at the bottom of this video screen and click subscribe. It's free. And while you're there, click the little bell icon, and I've got some more junk over here I need to clean up, and that will notify you anytime I do something new. Keep my molds cleaner than that. I dusted the edge of this one on a previous pour. I just hadn't gotten around to cleaning that. And tape, packing tape does a good job. This channel does have channel memberships. If you are interested in being a part of that, just click the word join down there, or the button that says join, and follow the instructions. And yeah, this is a collaboration called Coasting Through the Week. This probably shouldn't be a coaster. What would that look like if I put... Let me put this underneath so it'll look like... No, that doesn't look real good. I was going to say if I use cork underneath it, that was about that color. If I used a blue... I don't know. This is probably a piece that should sit on a mantle, you know, put a little display easel thingy about this size. This piece right here can go in something else that I have dusted and I need more resin I don't want to mix up anymore, so I can just set that in there. Yeah, so anyway, Coasting Through the Week. Yeah, check out the playlist and go see what the others have done. This side, it has that supernova effect. This side, I don't know, some type of a flower, like a carnation type of thing without a center. I'll think about whether I put a sticker on there or not. I've got these little stickers of what's that thing's name? Stitch. Put him in the middle of a flower? I don't know. These are too big, but I've got some smaller ones. Let me look. Let me look. Here's the opening. On this side. Pop goes the glove. Those are the big ones. Get those out the way. Ah, look at that. Hey, look at that. The ice cream cone, or the ice cream in that cone, is about the color of that. What do you think, huh? Maybe, maybe? Well, let me take some pictures before and after, and then I'll put this guy down there. Okay. Yeah, so check out the other videos in the description. I'm going to come back with showing you how I put that sticker in, but I'm going to take some pictures outside. So there will be a little PS after the pictures, then I'll have the new... the dancing one? I'll ask my wife. She'll probably say, no, leave it alone. But I actually like that. That's too big. That's perfect size. And that's the perfect size, but it's the wrong colors. Okay, I'll come back. Well, my wife actually didn't mind Stitch being there, but she said, what would it be like if you put him on the other side? Now, you see that blob of green coming in? That takes away from the effect. So, in order to see his face over the green, you hide a bunch of other stuff. So, I have decided that I like my way best, which she said, well, you're the artist, I'm just the critic. Makes it sound so bad. But that blue matches this blue. The pink goes with that. The pink of the... Now this pink there's a little stripe of pink right there. So I think that fits really nicely. So let me get some tape here. So I can get... This is UV DTF type sticker. So let me get this part off, and then I can stick it down where I need to. Well, I'll use this one. little air bubble right here. You can't see it. I'm looking on the side. See if I can work him out. Pretty close. That's not going anywhere now. Get the edge of this going up so that I can get a hold of it. Because this should pull off and leave stitch in place. Okay, now let me use this tape, see if I can get some of that. It's got some little sticker stuff that stayed on there. Okay, now I'm going to mix up a little, very little, tabletop resin and seal that guy in. He's not going anywhere, but I think it'll cause that what I call a flower, and you'll see a lot of pictures of stitch in flowers and stuff. So look at there. Ooh. Okay, let me mix up some resin. Because I'm gonna put resin on here, I'm going to scratch around, so this may make it not look as good for a little bit. But when that top coat goes down, it'll look real nice. And I want to get all the way to that edge so that it won't pull away. So it has what Miss Dracula says, it's got teeth. She has her own business of, and she's in Texas as well, where she trains people on how to do countertops, floors, and stuff. And she works in conjunction with stone coat countertop resins. So I'll come back to you when it's time to pour. Okay, so that was all scratched off, or scuffed. I don't know if you can see the scuff marks on there or not. But it's dull now compared to what it was. Can you see that scuff? Anyway, and then I mixed up, is probably way too much, but it was hard to calculate any less than that. About an ounce of tabletop resin. This is the Let's Resin tabletop. So, and it's loaded with bubbles, but that doesn't matter because I can pop them without having to worry about burning a mold, because there's no mold now. Okay, that's probably all I'm going to be able to get. All I'm going to need. Just take it to the edge. Take it to the limit. One more time. I did not touch any resin to that area of my hand where the glove no longer resides. Just take it to that edge, and I already scratched that edge, so the resin should hold on to that and not pull towards the center and leave a gap, because sometimes you do a top coat like this, and if there's no edge for it to bind to or scratchy surface, then it will just pull away from the edge. And this tabletop resin is super thick stuff. So with this little bit that I have left over, I may pull out a tiny mold and do a little bloom with it, because you don't have to worry about waiting for temperature to get to a certain point. Because it's so thick. Right up to that edge. And I can tell where that edge is because it's dull where I scratched on it. And it's kind of a thick surface, so should cover over any little Mars that I made of. Mars? I don't know where stitches from in outer space. Don't think it was Mars, but there. Now, how's that for a what do we call this now, Petra? Got a little bit where I need to go to that edge, right there, for the supernova. And right there, and right there. Okay. And since I touched it, I introduced more bubbles. Ta-da! Okay. Now, like I said, this was a postscript, so thank you for being here. Hope you like this rendition. And my granddaughter loves Stitch, so you know this may be hanging in her room. Okay. Thank you for being here.